All right. Welcome in, everybody. This is Doors to Divinity, Chapter 4, Episode 9. We're going to be doing something a little bit differently today. Today, we're going to be viewing the game from the perspective of a new party of adventurers set on Chaldea in the city of Paradise Bay. This group of adventurers has been called to the House of Guile, a great place of worship that worships the demi-deity Malachite. Unfortunately, the House of Guile has recently burned down in a freak accident. There are rumors circulating Paradise Bay as to who was responsible for this act, but the locals have not been able to determine that. In a strange twist, the government of Chaldea has decided to send out secret tickets to certain individuals that they find to be worthy of an expedition below the city into the ancient empire that sits below Paradise Bay. This group of adventurers has received tickets, and they are to meet these shadowy government officials in the burned down House of Guile, which is right here on our map. And that is where our adventure is going to start. So this is the center of the House of Guile, but you can imagine that everything has been burned down. Things have been cordoned off, but you have been granted entry by the people who are outside guarding the remnants of what was once a great church. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put your guys' characters on the map. Give me one moment. Oh my. Let's remove that. Sandy, I think you got to get your token in. Let's see. There you go. Now I got it. Okay, so you guys have all come from different directions around the city, and you are to meet here at the center of the ruins. When you arrive, you are confronted with 3 elven individuals, each dressed in shadowy attire. They're peering around the room at each of you. All 3 of them seem a bit disappointed, I guess, by your looks, at least with a couple of you. It's kind of an awkward meeting. There is no official here. You've only received a piece of paper. And you're now standing in a ruins, with little knowledge about what to do. How do you react? Hello, hello?
Yes. So, I walk forward, trying to get closer to these guys, trying to figure out who is Sandy and Phungji. And I basically yell, "Hello, hello!"
Whoa.
I ask everybody, who are they?
A figure...
Sandy,
Go ahead.
Did I miss something?
What was that, Liz?
Did I miss something? I haven't heard anything, and then I just kind of heard.
No?
Oh, check. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you now, and then I just heard Trident respond and say,
Oh. Oh, dang. I think maybe you missed the beginning then. So basically, you received a ticket about joining on an expedition. However, how you got that ticket is up to you. But they were sent out to people that were trustworthy allies of the Shadow Government and on Paradise Bay. And it's for an expedition below the city to go into the old empire. And you are to meet here in the ruins of an old church that was recently burned down just a week ago, maybe even less than that.
"How did I miss all this?" I was sitting here in silence. I thought you were still getting ready.
Oh.
That's cool. I was like, oh, I guess we're just like prepping and stuff. But then I just heard you said, "How do you react?" And then Trident said something.
Oh, funny.
I was like, okay, all right. So we're all in this church now. Is that
Yep.
what's happening?
Yep, there's 3 shady individuals, and then there's a girl over to the right side, and then there's, of course, you, north side of the building, and a Herongon to the south side who's just approached the center of the ruins.
It's on me now.
It's just whoever wants to go. On your piece of paper, you have a symbol. You can go ahead and roll a perception check on your paper and the room to see what you notice. It's on your character sheet. You just click on your perception check.
This is the part where you're probably gonna have to bear with me for a few.
Yeah, take your time.
Looking at the sheet.
It'll be under your skills. And you'll see acrobatics, insight, performance, and then perception will be on the bottom row, middle column.
Gotcha. Oh, I clicked it. All right. I guess I'm going. Not bad.
There is a strange symbol on your paper, and you notice that it is also on this side of the sigil on the floor. Check, check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Yes. Can I? Do I look at my paper too?
Yeah, you can roll perception.
All right.
You didn't notice the sigil on the grounds. Your eyes are locked on this individual over here to the left. He's cloaked. He's kind of leaning against the ruins, the wall there. He's got his knife out and he's kind of like cleaning his nails with it. He looks over at you disgustedly.
You just give a little smirk.
Sandy takes a couple steps forward. She's definitely nervous and kind of out of place. She's kind of like a 5'6" wood elf, just carrying a bunch of books and papers.
Okay. Do you want to examine your piece of paper in the room?
Yeah, I guess I'll take a second look at it.
You notice it right away. It's very apparent to you. You followed the instructions exactly as it stated, and the sigil's right in front of you on the ground within this symbol.
Seeming to kind of get distracted away from the world around me, I walk up to it with my paper.
Okay. The others do the same, except for the one in the corner. What do you do, Phungji?
Sorry, do we have the paper? Like, actually, can I see the paper?
You just have to imagine it. Theater of mind. I don't have a piece
Just
of paper
making
for
sure,
you.
like, I'm not missing anything.
Yep.
I want to go up. Can I examine the middle even more in depth?
Sure.
Can I tap my foot on it?
You can tap your foot on it. Nothing happens when you tap your foot on it. But you can move your character token to the top side of this symbol here.
Oh, I can just move it. That's fun. Okay. I didn't know
Yep.
you could do that.
The next individual comes over. And he looks over at each of you and says, "So I see, it's where I've all been called here. What I can't understand is why a Herringon and a nymph and a little girl would have been recruited for such a mission."
Sandy still seems distracted. At this point, she's like kneeling down and like comparing the paper that she has to the symbol and like, I don't know, trying to read over, trying to decipher.
Okay.
Pip looks at the man that just spoken, tells him, I'm twice the man you're a Ruby, even though I'm a Paragon.
What's your name, Rabbit?
Pip. Pip's the name.
I'm Lice. And I assure you, I know more about this place and what we're up against than you do. You may be an expert on carrots, but you're surely not an expert on dungeon delving. You and your beast people.
Phungji looks at Liz, not smiling, not amused, and says, you know, I was asked to come here. I'm the botanist.
Well, it escapes me why my superiors would call the three of you to come along, but I suppose they have their reasons. I'll tolerate it. I guess we should just wait for them to arrive. Do you have any idea what we're supposed to do?
No, they just gave us, well, they gave me a piece of paper to come here.
Interesting. Well, my instructions tell me that we're going to be delving into the old Imperial City. You had no knowledge of this?
No.
Interesting. The next character introduces themselves. I'm Ithel. My expertise is in acrobatics. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, I suppose. And the next one reveals themselves and says, and my name is Syl. I'm an archer by trade, master of poisons. He kind of nods towards each of you. You guys are welcome to kind of glance around the building. It's your, free will to choose how you want to interact with the scene.
I like
Can
to.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
can I try and work out this puzzle in front of me?
Sure. You can roll an investigation check if you'd like. Or another means. Yeah, so you notice that everybody is standing, I guess, let's put it more evenly here. On a point on the star. There we go. Close enough. And you guys see that you see, Sandy, when you examine it more closely, that these symbols can be manipulated and turned or rotated. And when you do that, they create different lines or connect different lines on the ground. With your 20, I would say that you're able to line yours up so that the geometry is correct. And then you kind of glance over and notice that nobody else has manipulated theirs.
Okay. Can I just move over in front of Phungji and start manipulating his?
You can. Now that you've done it, you already know how to do it. You turn it and it lines up the lines. And then you can, I guess you're just going to go in a counterclockwise rotation. When you get to Liss, he kind of like postures and says, I know what I'm doing. I can do this myself. He tries to roll to see if he can.
Okay, go ahead.
And he fails miserably as he sits there trying to fumble with the thing. He can't figure out how to manipulate it correctly. It gives you an opportunity to intervene.
I just without even stopping moving, just scooch past and adjust it into the right position.
Well, I could have figured that out if you'd given me more time and not gotten in my way. Ithel just stands back. Feel free.
Phungji rolls his eyes.
Let's see. Syl is going to try to have done it himself. He manages to understand what he needs to do, but he doesn't quite get there by the time you point out the correct solution. Once you've finished that, I guess Pip, did you want to roll for
Yeah, I'll
yourself?
step aside. No, I'll step aside.
Okay.
I have a feeling I could trust her.
Okay. Sandy fixes it in place, and the whole thing lights up. When that happens, a voice echoes above you in the ruins, somewhere on the top floor. You can't see them. The voice appears to be coming from a shadow, but you just kind of hear it, this very sonorous sort of voice, and it's very dark and ominous sounding, and it just kind of chuckles. Good, good, good. I'm glad that you have all made it today. Now, your next assignment is to enter the doorway. Please enter and find the passageway and follow it down into the ancient imperial city. Do not return until you have brought back the device. I have outlined it in this message. And a carrier pigeon flies down, and it drops this letter right on the middle of this circular stone.
Sandy definitely runs right for it.
You open it up, and the device shows some kind of contraption which is placed in an old warforge inside of the back of their head. It's circular and appears to be manipulated by buttons at the back. So when you place it into the back of the head, you can change perhaps something about the warforged itself. You're not sure exactly what its function is, but it's very clear on its design and what you're looking for. It then describes the chamber in which you would find it. It's like an old warforged factory way down inside this dungeon. And it just details that they do not have an accurate map of this dungeon, but it gives clues on how to find it based on the type of area within the dungeon that you'd be exploring. So the more industrial you get, the more likely you are heading in the right direction. Okay. After that, you move back to your spot, and then the circle begins to rotate counterclockwise, and it reveals a set of stairs that goes below the House of Guile. Are you prepared to enter the dungeon?
So ready.
Okay.
Yes, already. Pip jumps to the front of the steps to start walking first.
As you,
As always,
as
he loves to just jump forward.
as you approach the steps, the shadowy voice, it just disappears. There's this cloud, dark wisp that kind of floats up and shoots out of the top of the building where the ceiling used to be, and it disappears into the sky.
Can I do? Tell me if I'm out of line here. Can I do any kind of arcana on that?
Yeah.
Should I try it? Just click it.
Yep. You're not sure what he did. It could have been that he flew, is your first assumption, or that perhaps it's some necrotic ability that the Shadow Council has, the people that run the government.
Cool.
It's beyond your knowledge. Okay. When you guys enter the stairs, it takes you down a very dark and steep passageway. I'd like you guys to go and roll a group survival check. I just want to see how you do.
That's just clicking survival, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All over 10, so that's fine. You have some trouble. Your journey takes about 2 days. So if you have any rations in your backpack, go ahead and eat 2 of those. On this end of the second day, you guys get to what appears to be a dead end. But when you approach the dead end, the earth feels somewhat loose, and you feel that the ground is beginning to give out. Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check.
Can I roll a nature check instead?
Yes.
Or is it? Some druid I am.
This is a dangerous soil to be treading on, but you notice it too late. Let's see who rolled that acrobatics. Pip, you managed to spider climb the walls. Sandy, you kind of held back, so you're back in the passage when the ground gives way, and it opens up a pretty major hole in the ground, and you see Phungji tumble through it. You're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of damage there, Phungji. You're falling about 50 feet.
Sandy shrieks.
That's 14 bludgeoning damage. It's 1d6 per 10 feet when you fall.
Just think, can I do anything to try to save myself? Any like grasping vines type of thing? Thorn whip?
If you have a spell that you can cast as a reaction, then yes.
Well, what is that? I have grasping roots, thorn whip.
Let's see here, Phungji.
That's a lot of damage, right?
Let me check. I think all your spells are actions.
They're all actions. They're not like,
Yeah.
well, how do I know what's?
It would have an R on it, right? I think.
Yeah, RA.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that when I was picking these.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you roll a dexterity saving throw, and we'll see if you can do something.
Can I try and like help him?
Yeah. How are you helping him?
Like maybe if I notice that the ground might give way, I can reach out and grab him.
Sure.
Try and assist.
Why don't you roll an athletics check or acrobatics to help him out? And then it'll give him advantage. All right, that's enough. So go ahead and on your roll there for your nature check, roll advantage.
On my roll?
Yep.
Okay, so click advantage.
Yep, and then I'll re-roll it.
Better than 3.
It's enough. It was a 10 to pass, so you managed to kind of grab a hold of what ledge remains in the passageway at the end of it. But you are dangling there, and you're looking down the passage about 50 feet. And what you see is the following. It's not what you had expected. You see the old flora and fauna from the surface of the planet below, inside of this cavern.
No, thank you for saving me.
How do you guys want to get...
Sandy helps.
Okay, so you guys have recovered
Okay.
yourselves and you're in the passageway. How do you want to get down into this cavern?
So it's 50 feet down.
It's 50 feet down.
Okay, I believe I have rope.
I could do. Can we discuss this amongst each other? Or does it have to be completely like?
You can discuss it. Yep.
So I have my vine trestle. I only get it's a 2nd level spell. That gives us, I think. Wait, if I click it, does it do it, or can I click it to like see what it does?
No, you should be able to click it.
Yeah, click it. And then...
So I get. It can support up to 600 pounds. We should be able to handle that.
Okay.
I can read all of it, but I think it's 600 pounds and like 30 feet. So at least that gets us closer to the ground.
If you don't want to waste that 2nd level slot, I do have rope, 50 feet of rope.
Oh, that's
Use that. We could use that to climb down too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably a better move then.
All right. So go ahead and roll. You're going to go ahead and tie the rope off, or is somebody holding it? How are you doing that?
I want to see. Do I see any like trees that are like hanging that I can tie it up to, or like a rock?
There's some old roots in the passageway which you could tie the rope off to. You'd have to roll an investigation check on the roots to know which one's sturdy enough to hold the rope.
Okay.
Can I do a nature check for him instead? Or
You could. You could do that, yeah.
What's your investigation?
+3. Mine's is
I have a
+3.
+5 nature, although the rolls
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yes.
But
Yeah, definitely.
go for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nature check the root. That's a good roll. Fine.
Checking that roots. Look at him.
Yeah, you find a really healthy root, and actually it's striking you as odd that they're even down here, and it's maybe somewhat of a relief to you, being that you are so concerned with the environment, and you're seeing that it is still alive underground.
I like seeing it.
Okay, you guys tie the rope off and you manage to get down to the bottom. When you do, you are here. Let me get rid of this camera picture. Hold on. There we go.
But what happened to everyone else on the expedition?
They're there as well, but they're toward the back. They're making their
Phungji,
way down the
Okay.
rope.
I'm looking at your screen
Making my way.
on stream, and it's still showing the. It's not showing the same page we're looking at.
Oh, you're right. Hold on. Maybe now? There it goes. Thank you.
Yep. No problem. I got you.
Nice.
Weird.
Technology, right?
Gotta
Oh,
love it.
it's so strange. Why is it showing it two different maps?
Oh, now I see the city. Oh, now we're back.
Huh. I think that's like an odd. Give me 1 second.
One sec. Do you mind if I quickly run to the Banya?
Yeah, go ahead. It's no problem.
Alright, I'll be quick. Sorry for that.
So weird that it's showing the other map. I mean, it's not even on the on the screen.
Yeah, like on my screen, it doesn't show it. Oh.
Oh,
Like I zoomed out as well. I don't even see it.
okay, weird. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and have you guys start rolling your perception checks as you get down here.
Yeah. How high is this, by the way? This rock here?
It's about 15 feet high.
I'd like to try to jump on it
Sure.
if I can get a better advantage of what's around.
The first thing Sandy does is run to collect the couple of books and scrolls that she dropped down the hole while
Okay.
helping Phungji and then also climbing down.
All right. You got them all. Liz comes over here to this rock, as does Syl. Ithel comes to sit underneath the tree. They're all kind of in awe over the fact that this foliage exists down here. I'm just going to wait for Litz, though, to get back, and we'll do the rest.
Alright, sorry about that.
You're good.
Are we waiting on me or anything?
Yeah, okay, I think we're good now. So you guys have made it down the hole, and you're in this strange place with, the original flora and fauna of Chaldea. Suddenly, you see these little... Actually, roll perception before you do anything. See, Pip got a 19.
I jumped up here to get a better vantage. Andy?
Suddenly, you see these strange little creatures pop their heads out over the top of some of the rocks or underneath some of the trees. They're surrounding you on all sides, and you hear these tiny little beep, 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 as they're talking to each other low underneath their breath. One of them pops out and begins to walk forward to you. It appears to be a mushroom.
Sandy immediately tries to be friends with it.
Hi. Who are you?
Oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Sandy. Mertel. Well, Sandy short for Mertel. Who are you?
They call me Mayor Mush, and I run the village here in Mushdom.
Oh my gosh. You're like a little mayor.
Well,
I guess you're probably not
I'm pretty tall
probably
actually,
normal
but
size compared to.
you're
Yeah,
are
sorry.
you a giant?
No. I'm a wood elf.
You're not here from the blood halls, are you?
Do I know what that is?
No, you wouldn't. No.
No, I don't think so.
Because
I think the hall we came from was brassy.
we paid the sacrifice, so there's no reason to come storming in here again. We don't want any trouble from you.
I look kind of overwhelmed and confused. I look back to Phungji and Liz and Syl and Pip
Up
and
and,
Ithel for support here.
Phungji walks up and extends his hand for a shake.
Don't treat with it. Look at it. It's an inferior creature. It's the size of my foot. Just may as well kick it and be done with it. We're here for a mission, remember?
Nice. Not kick
Pip.
friends.
Pip jumps in front of Liz and just says, "Whoa, relax."
I'm quite relaxed, thank you. What I don't like is that we're delaying. We need to be moving on. Now, listen here, little mayor. Where is the entrance to the next passageway?
Oh, well, it's just that way.
He points up north, and you can see like just a bunch of trees and rocks in the way, but in the distance there's this like old wall which has just been overgrown with a tremendous amount of foliage. I mean, it's barely visible, but you can only tell because the foliage sort of gives it a shape right at the back of the chamber. It's a massive chamber.
Well, it's kind of shocking. No one's ever entered this area from the ceiling before. I didn't even know there was a passage up there.
Who is it that comes storming in from the blood halls?
Oh, well, the other creatures that live up that way. They're sort of the strange lumbering people. We call them the blood oaths. I don't really know what they are. Our people evolved down here after 900 years, maybe 1,000. And we've survived ever since, but, well, it was much worse before the agreement with them. They used to consume us.
Phungji asks, has that been a recent problem? Is it something you're dealing with now?
Oh, no, we don't have too many issues with them now. We give them the blood sacrifices that they demand. All the old mushrooms, when they're ready to pass away, we send them up north to be eaten.
Is that something your society's okay with?
Well, not really, but we don't really have a choice. It's the only way we've been able to survive.
Phungji should say look to Sandy and Pip, but no one else. Kind of a skeptical one. Sort of a, what do you guys want to do about this kind of face.
Sandy looks unsure. Like she has no idea what they could do about it.
Yeah,
Well-
Pip's also confused.
You don't have to do anything. Just, you're welcome to come and dine with us, and we don't have a lot to share with giants. You all must eat a lot. We're quite tiny people.
What do you eat?
Well, mostly dead logs and decaying things. Sometimes the blood oaths give us their corpses, and we feed off those too.
Well, that sounds delicious, but
Sure
I
is.
think we have plenty of our. I think we have plenty of our own food.
Is
And
there an elder in your village?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you want to talk to her?
Is she the wisest of your village?
Well, I suppose so. She's the only one we haven't sent north.
Phungji looks around at the party and asks them politely, I would like to speak to this wise sage of their village, if you all don't mind. I think it would help us on the trip. and would help us to gain intel on what world they stumbled upon here.
Okay. Is that what everybody wants to do?
Yeah, Pip nods
Yeah,
towards Phungji.
Sandy seems rather excited to talk to this person, get some information.
Okay. All right, give me one moment. All right.
Oh God, why am I so big?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny.
I'm in the void. This must be how the little mushroom guys see me.
Just give me a moment. Just grabbing something.
I'm doing this right? Like that wasn't too off script. Like this is how you do it, right?
You're doing great.
Okay. I'm new to this, so I don't know when I'm stepping. I don't want to step out of line.
No worry, let's.
I want to speak to the. I want to know what's going on. I don't like blood sacrifice. That's not in my vocabulary. This poor complacent mayor.
Got to keep an eye on this. Try to keep him in place.
Oh, I was ready to back you up and try to, but we'll get to that organically.
Yeah.
That guy's that is a ticking clock.
We should feed him to all these little mushroom guys.
Got your blood sacrifice right here.
Almost ready. Well, I don't have the perfect picture of that, but that's okay. Should really be a mushroom entity, not like a mushroom cap on a lady, but that's all right. All right, so she should be a little bit smaller than this, but that's what we got because the tokens and how they work.
I mean, if you want to explain it more too, I can like kind of adapt the image to more.
Sure. You basically come across a tiny mushroom house, and there's a little old mushroom lady sitting outside of it. You're much too big to really walk inside the house. You could crawl in like a tiny cavern or something, but she's sitting outside.
Will I be okay in there?
It's still a tight fit for you. It should be like really, really small.
Okay.
The screen didn't update.
The screen
Yes.
didn't update. Why is it doing that? It's so weird. I think it's because that's possibly.
Phungji, can I kind of react to seeing the small? Is the mayor still with us?
The mayor's kind of hanging out in the back. But yeah, he's kind of pointing you ahead towards the elder.
Phungji's gonna address the group and say maybe it's best if some of us stay back, but if someone genuinely wants to speak as well with the elder, we don't want to overwhelm her.
Sandy
And then he
is
takes
already
the-
climbing in there.
I'm staying in the back. Just keeping an eye on everybody else. Especially Liz. He's not giving me good vibes. Just keeping an
Liz.
eye on him. So.
Yeah. She looks up at you and she pulls out like a really large, it appears to be like almost like a cigar, but it's like made of like a plant leaf wrapped up and burning at the end. Hi there. Who in the hells are you?
I'm Sandra Martel. These are my companions.
My name's Phungji, and we're here to visit you and ask you some questions.
Heard you fell through a hole in the ceiling. Kinda unusual. Are you here because of the blood oath?
Well, I had some
No.
questions for you about that, actually. We heard you're next in line for the Blood Oath.
Me? No. I have two high functioning of a job here. Yeah, so other people volunteer for that. I mean, don't worry, they're half dead by the time they go, you know. It's not a big deal.
How old are you, if you don't mind my asking?
Young enough not to be sent north, if that's what you're asking.
Well, if one of your species isn't sent north, how much longer would they live?
Look, why all the questions? You know, we've been doing it this way for a long time. You down here to help me, or like, try to take over this place? Like, what's your angle, kid?
Oh, we're not colonizers or anything. Just explorers.
Okay.
I'll just stand up. Is unamused with this.
Well, as you can see, we're trying to maintain a beautiful environment down here despite the incursions that were happening for many years. A long time ago. Things have been very smooth recently. But, you know, we have sort of, an unfortunate arrangement that we are held to in order to maintain stability and peace. If you want to help us with that, perhaps we could sort of change the arrangement, so to say. Safe to say, excuse me.
In talking about what it would take to change the arrangement, yes. If my party is so happy to oblige you all as well.
Well, if you could remove, or let's say, you know, get rid of, tell them to go elsewhere, leave us alone. You know, those people in the north, the Blood Oaths. Don't tell them I told you that, of course, if you can't do it, but if you could, I could perhaps part with something that might be of interest to you.
Phungji looks at the rest of
Sandy.
the group. Oh, sorry.
Sandy is furiously writing everything down in her notebook, and has also done some sketches of the mushroom people.
Oh, nice.
Phungji looks at the rest of the party. Kind of waves his arms in the air like, what do you say? Yeah.
Well, I don't see why we should be involved in any of this crap. I mean, these little people are nothing. I could squash them with the bottom of my soul.
It's
So
not.
you're aware of the Blood Oath Endless, are you?
Am I aware of the Blood Oaths? The only thing I know is what you know. But it seems ridiculous to get involved in any of this. And if we do have to get involved, we should crush them and be on our way. We're here for a very specific mission.
Can I roll a perception check? Well, people saying that. I want to see if he's lying.
Yeah. Just you can go and roll it. He just looks very irritated. Is this kind of the emotion that you get from him? Impatient, irritated. He doesn't want to be talking to this old mushroom lady. He looks over at Ithel and he's like, "Don't you agree with me, Ithel? Still? I mean, this is ridiculous." And Ithel just kind of grunts. I don't know. And Sill's like, "It seems like we should probably move on."
Phungji walks over to Lisk, and can I, as I say something to him to intimidate him, roll intimidation?
Sure.
Is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, if we're going to be down here in a world that we know nothing about, and you know nothing about, then I think we should get rid of any threats and keep any allies that we can. That is a horrible role.
I think you should maybe reconsider living down here with them, Phungji. You certainly would fit in, being green and all. He kind of scoffs at you.
I know we're on like an expedition with our own goal in mind, but if we're here, we should help, right?
I don't think so at all. Why bother? It's a waste of our time and resources.
What resources do you have to give?
Our rations. We're wasting time down here. What are we going to do? If we finish eating all of our rations, what are we going to eat? The decaying corpses of logs and other foul creatures that the mushrooms give us? I mean, these people are savages.
I'm gonna turn to the mushroom lady. Ma'am, when is the next sacrifice? And how often does it happen?
Oh, like, once a month. We populate very, very quickly.
Okay. So how long till the next one?
Let's see here.
She's counting on her fingers. Oh,
I think it was 7. No, 3 more days. 3 more days.
and then the mayor steps up. He's like,
Oh, yeah, I think it was about 3 days.
Phungji walks over to Syl and asks, "You're the only one that hasn't spoken up about this. What says you?"
"It seems to me it's not very pragmatic to help them. It'll take too much time. We should be on our way."
Phungji scratches his head, unsure. As the party is split... Sorry, Sandy.
What if, since we have like 3 days till they have another sacrifice, we try and get our job done, and then we come back and help them?
Are you talking that to the whole group?
Yeah.
Saying that to the whole group? I mean, it could take us weeks to explore this entire dungeon. It's colossal.
I think we've reached a point of contention here where we don't really know what we're doing. So if anyone here exactly knows what the mission is and how long it will take, I'd like you to speak up, because otherwise I think it'd be good to make allies, have a home base here, a place where we could at least sleep, knowing we won't be bothered. That's where my mind's at.
Ithel kind of steps forward and grunts. That's a pretty good idea, actually. I like that. We could always come back here to take a rest. Oh, don't side with them now, you fool. These people won't help us. There's nothing here that we need. Shut up, Lice. Just shut up. Lice storms off a little bit and goes sits next to the tree.
Well, they're a lot simpler than I thought they would be, but the blood oath is a bit concerning. It also could be something worth delving into. Plus, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Perhaps whatever our elderly sage here has to offer could be very useful. But since Sandy was the one to get us down here in the first place, and the one that saved my life, potentially, I'd like to give her the lead on this one.
Me?
So what say you, kid? You gonna help an old mushroom lady?
I mean, I think that makes the most sense to me. You guys are kind of on a timeline, and we're not. It's just one of us is impatient. It's not the same thing. I'm not sure what we could do. And she turns to, I guess, everyone else. I'm not much of a fighter.
Well, what about you, rabbit boy?
I'm here to give a hand. I love the adventure.
Good. Okay, so if you're willing to help, then that's fantastic.
She takes another big puff of her leaf cigar and blows out like a circle, floats out into the sky. Takes a big breath in.
Well, if you're gonna get started, you probably want to get started up north. I should warn you, though, that the northern passages aren't very lovely to look at. Not like our beautiful garden here, which we've preserved so nicely. If you're ready, feel free to take off when you need to, or if you wanted to sleep, of course, you're welcome to rest here.
How big are these blood guys?
Well, they're about your size. The giants, too. Of a different breed, though. I don't know what they are exactly.
Okay. How many of them were there?
Oh, they have a whole tribe of them. I don't have an exact number. Probably in the, I don't know, couple dozen, maybe. I would assume if you kill enough of them, they'll probably scatter throughout the rest of the passageways. I mean, it goes on and on. Trust me. Well, we once had an explorer who did those kinds of things at judo. He only came back once, and the second expedition he took, he never returned. But when he did return that one time, he told us that he spent weeks and weeks exploring the passageways. And he never even uncovered them all.
Did he leave anything behind? Like a map?
Yeah, he did leave one map behind. I could get that for you. I actually have possession of it, if you're interested.
That would be amazing if I could just have like an hour with that to like try and copy it down.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, here. Let me get that for you.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get you the map.
Did we change the scenery?
Yes, I just changed the scenery.
Okay.
So this big room here, this is the map of the mega dungeon.
Okay. Do I have a chance to quickly do something before we leave, or?
Sure.
I wanted to go to the mayor and ask him if he had any seeds.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Let me just get the map cleared, and then I will get that to you.
Totally. Do you need a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to grab a water real quick, if that's all right.
Sure.
Phungji plot happening.
What'd you say?
I said Phungji plot happening. I assume.
To get seeds.
He just loves the seeds. Phungji loves the seeds.
It's good to have seeds in the pocket.
Yeah.
Weird phrase. I'm gonna be careful how I say that. All right. I'll be right back.
All right, so I'm going to just show you the passage that he's been to. This one is something that we would change to another map. So I just happened to be able to resize it so it actually fits on there. But he's been to this garden before. There's an old dwelling that they don't go to really anymore. There's many passageways.
Oh, wow.
These two doors at the bottom, anything with a blue icon has been permanently locked. And let's see. To the north, this is also known. These are known as the feeding chambers. These 3 rooms here at the bottom of where those sticks are. And then to the north is the blood passage, which leads to the other faction. Okay. All right, as far as the expedition goes, the Phungji explorer took this route. Let me get my map set up correctly here. He explored this route over to the east and all of this. It's noted on the map that these passageways he had to sneak through because they were overrun by small beasts. Nothing too significant, but things that you would inevitably have to fight to get past if you failed your stealth. There's
Gotcha.
also another blood passage up here, and it just says "Do not enter" on the map.
Do not enter. Sorry, what I missed?
Basically, just uncovering pieces of the map, and like what's in here. In this room here on the left, he doesn't have it uncovered. It's like I'll just do this. This little
Wait, did I
room
get my
here.
seeds?
Not yet. Not yet. We're going to do that in just a second.
Okay, just making sure.
Very
Very important to me.
here,
God, there's blood.
it just on the map says screams. And that's all it says.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see. But he didn't actually go in there, so it's not cleared on his map. You can just kind of see where he labeled it. Okay. Let's go down. All right, that takes us to a different map, which I will show you later, but it's basically a second section of the mega dungeon, and there's more to it over there. But I will show you that at a different time because I don't have that up at the moment. Let me go back to the cabin. All right, and you wanted to go and get seeds from the mayor. The mayor says,
Oh yeah, we got all sorts of seeds. What are you looking for exactly?
Anything you're willing to give me?
Well, are you looking for, something, a plant to eat, or are you trying to, nap under a nice large oak tree?
One of everything, if you can. Anything you can spare, really. Seeds are
Well,
small.
there's a lot of seeds. If you one of everything, that's gonna take me a little while. Would you mind coming over and helping me out?
I don't have a problem with that. If the rest of the party wants to prepare something else while I obtain these seeds, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'd like to skirmish around. Maybe I can gather some resources. Maybe try to improvise like a healing potion if I can find any stuff around.
yeah, you can roll nature or survival if you'd like to do that.
he's looking for legendary tin.
Legendary iron fist. Let's do survival.
Yeah, you find something to make what would be the equivalent of a healing potion. We just call it a healing salve. Just put a healing potion in your inventory for now to call it that.
I only have it for a day, by the way, guys. So we have one healing potion for a day. It's just 24 hours.
Wait, what'd you say?
No, I can like have improvised resources. So basically I can make like healing potions or
Oh, hell
I can make like first level scrolls like for druids or wizards. So I can make you scrolls too, by the way.
Do you have enough rubies for that? Sorry. I had to make that joke. Where that came from.
Uh,
Do you have 800
Oh my
rubies?
God.
If
Yeah.
target-
That was so wild. We need like 700 rubies, guys.
I'm level 1. Anyway,
That's
no,
crazy.
that's actually I think that'll come in handy because I have like cure wounds and that's the only heal that I think I have.
So while you're doing that, Pip, Phungji goes to the seed storage, and the mushroom mayor Mush, he shows you around, and there's certainly a lot of seed storage here. He gives you a bag with one seed. He's very like particular about giving you. You said one seed, so he gives you one seed per plant. He puts it in a bag.
Can I do a locate? I don't know what I'm looking for, I guess, too. This is the part where I think my imagination and how far I can go is tough. But I guess I'm looking for something that can help us in a pinch. But I don't know
Okay.
how far I can take that. I could do like a locate plants thing maybe to like detect it, but I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, so maybe this is kind of a moot point.
What are you trying to do?
Just get something very useful for the party.
Oh, like
I like
a plant with a lot of use, like a vine trestle or something.
It's not, I mean, I have vine trestle as a like something where if I use plant growth on it, I like that you mentioned food, so I guess that's like a way of like, if I look for like an orange tree or something, I can supply everyone with food. But if he's giving me one of every seed, I guess that kind of covers the ground anyway.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
But most of it is like just different varieties of shrubs and trees and things. We could say that you get some notable seeds that would give you like some utility in your combat, maybe like a seed that can grow. The other issue is like, I guess if you plant them, you can make them grow rapidly. Is that right?
My idea was like I could grow them, like just use plant growth on them, and they would like grow out of my hand. But I don't know if I have to plant them or. So let me know what my limitations are with that.
Let's see what plant growth says. I'm curious now.
But regardless, I'd collect them to bring back to the outs, you know, the up what's the word I'm looking for? The upstairs world.
Paradise Bay.
Well, just the entire, not just Well, I know we're gonna primarily be there, but my homeland, if anything, too. You know, like any seeds I could get. Like this to me, my character is like, oh shit, like this is a real place, a real nature.
Yeah, it says here all normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. So, I suppose if you've planted it and it's sprouted, then it could be grown. I guess we could extend that to seeds too, and just make them grow. We'll say that you get a specific seed that can grow like a vine bridge, and we'll say it goes.
You want to know where like my head's at, like what I want to be doing with these, and
sure.
So I definitely want to plant a few of them, like stealthily try to put them on Liz, Syl, and Ithel as a kind of safety precaution.
I see.
I can like activate it and have like a better roll on
that's awesome.
route or something.
Okay,
I see you, Karama.
I was gonna say, I was thinking of Karama.
I love it.
Or maybe for you, Phungji, maybe like a little cotton ball around you, so just in case if you do fall, you know, you bounce up.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But that's the sort of like where my head, like if you as the DM want to give them each, because then you can limit me on like what seeds I'm having, like have them have a sort of set ability. It doesn't have to be this session either if you want to like think it over too. Like he can just give me regular seed, like just like plant seeds and like a food one for now. But that is where my head's at, where I'm like, oh, I'd love to utilize the seeds to like help us out in various situations.
I see. How about something
Am I-
like something
am I
that
going
could
too
like
far with it?
no, not at all. So you wanted maybe something that could like make them restrained or something, or grappled, something like that. I guess let's say it's grappled. So like the plant would grow and they would not be able to
Yeah, like I can do that from the ground if nature's around, but I think the seed provides some sort of extra stealth or like it seems more it seems more advantageous. Like if from the ground, I would assume like the seed in their pocket that they don't notice is more stealthy and like
sure
advantageous than just like straight up from the ground. Also, if we're in a dungeon, there might not be roots in the ground for me to like grow.
So
I don't know how my spells work.
Sure. What kind of function do you want each seed to have on the person, though? Do you want them to be like, do you want the plants to make them concealed? Do you want them to be restrained? Do you want them, like, what exactly do you want to have happen?
I'm down, again, if you want to take, like, it doesn't have to be this session, too.
Sure.
Unless you, like, want to, like, if you want to think about, it's almost like you giving me the plants, and then I can react on, like, oh, I found a seed that does this. Almost as if, like, you know, if I found an orange tree seed, I'd know, okay, well, now we have food. I can grow this to feed the party.
Are you trying to help them or hinder them, I guess is my first question.
Depends on how they are with us. I mean,
so both maybe.
Pip's on my good side, Syl's neutral. I don't think me, Pip, or Sandy like Liz, but I won't speak for you guys.
Okay.
I don't like Liz at all.
I like Pip and Sandy. So far, I'm very cool with. I mean, Sandy like saved my life essentially. Like I don't know if I would have died from that fall.
Okay, well, we'll think about it. And we'll.
Half your HP.
What'd you say?
That fall was probably only like half your HP.
Yeah, it was only 14. What's your?
I mean, even in yeah, like I know that would have been bad, and then even in character though, I'm like that. Who knows, like how that would have affected me.
Yeah.
Plus, I have respect for you from just like opening the and Pip too for like backing up Syl, Liz's like sly comments and stuff. But is that okay, Porcini? Do you want like time to think about that or like?
Oh no. Yeah, I just need to figure out like what like what the function is, you know. So I need to know like what the aim is for the seeds being there.
Like multi-purpose, like some can be grown into regular trees because like you say, especially if we end up back like down here, there's nature, but if we end up back in Paradise Bay and there's no trees, then I have a seed to just like grow any kind of plant to help me use other spells I have. Then
Yeah.
there's like food plants that could feed us, but I don't want to be
Or-
like
Right,
oh,
but
I
what
can
I'm
do
what I'm saying
anything
is like if you put a seed in somebody's pocket, then if an oak tree sprouts, it's an oak tree. They might have some kind of negative effect, but like if you're putting something intentional in there, like you want it to be
Just
vines,
open,
and you
know
want
what I
them to
mean?
like right, or you want it to be vines, and you want them to be trapped. Their
like
movements.
my character would know. I think I have a knowledge of like if I know what the seed is,
Yeah.
then
Well,
like if it's a shrub, the shrub could probably hinder them. But yeah, if it's an oak tree, it could like split them into three.
Like I guess what I'm
Which I
trying
don't know.
to say is like you need to have a mechanic in mind that you want to place in their pocket. So if it's like you want to stop their movement, then that's what the seed would do. It would grow into
I think for
vines
now
that would grapple
that's
them.
that's where my head would be at is to give them something that would hinder them. I'm not out to kill them yet because
Yeah. Okay. So
like,
we'll
this like he's a jerk, but he so far doesn't seem pure on evil. Like,
sure. So we'll say the seeds you put in their pocket. We haven't done that yet, but your intention
No, I
is
was just asking
to.
another thing because there's probably going to be a check on that, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. But what it's called is it's like a grapple check. So when a character is grappled, it makes their movement 0. So that seed would have that effect on the character you put the seed in their pocket or whatever.
I mean, I'll also OOC ask you guys this, like, do you want me to be more lethal towards them? Like, I don't know. I mean, like you mentioned, like
That was the
Karama.
mush,
He put,
the
like,
mush lady,
death
the
plant
wise
in
old
them and be
elder.
like, well, I don't have to use this, but it's in you now. Like, I don't know how much I can do with that. It could become later on, I don't know.
That's completely up to you.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
unless you're actually gonna ask, unless Fungi's actually gonna ask Sandy, I don't want to give an opinion on that.
She's
That
too
is-
old.
That is
No,
your
I like
call.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I trust Sandy because thing is like Liz wouldn't try to save Fungi from that fall. But like having seen Sandy try to save Fungi, like trying to, make him, catch his fall, makes me trust her more than like Liz and the other guys. So that
Yeah.
So
I guess
I
let me
do
ask-
have more trust like within Fungi, myself and Sandy.
I don't know if I've done anything for you guys to trust me, to be honest, but
Well, you also have been feeling. I've been seeing your like emotions towards Liz, that you've been kind of annoyed of his like reactions and yeah. So I do feel like you kind of feel the same way as I do, because I can kind of feel like Liz, Etho, and Sil, they kind of know each other because they're like work before. They sound like
They have obvious rapport,
yeah.
and it feels like a line in the sand is starting to be drawn with like how we're conducting ourselves down here and what is important to us.
Mhm.
And we all seem to be on the same side. They seem to be
They have another
undecided
objective,
as a group.
like another
Yeah.
objective. They're just thinking of just completing that mission that they were given.
Porcini, I guess of the seeds I'm given, are any deadly at all? Like if I were to plant them in their pocket, like could any of them kill them?
Oh, you're
Or do
asking
damage?
about carnivorous plants. Yeah, there's a couple of those. One of them is a giant violent tulip. It's quite intimidating. We used to have them here in the garden, but sometimes it would eat some of the gardeners. So we decided just to preserve their seeds and stopped
Take as
planting
many
them.
of those as we have. No, I mean, honestly, yeah, I would take as many as you're willing to spare.
Well,
Sorry, what's the
we
mayor's
only
name?
got. Oh, I'm Mayor Mush. And we only got 10 of those because of, well, regulations, seed regulations. They don't
The
want.
HOA.
I'll take 5 of those, Mayor Mush, if that's all right.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Now, I give you one. Only one. They grow quite quickly over a period of, few months. Although, bigger than you, even. Oh, they're.
What about 3? How about 3?
Well, I sure do like you, Phungji, but, if the elder found out, she'd come down here and shove that stogie in my eye, and I wouldn't want that.
Shouldn't part with 3. How about we meet in the middle at 2?
I could meet in the middle at one.
You can try to roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna roll a persuasion.
I love him.
Well, you sure are green, so here, take 2 of them, but don't tell the elder about it, 'cause,
Secret safe
well,
with me, and you know what? We're gonna come back here, and there's no more blood oaths after we're back. That's what I.
golly, that would be real great. I'd appreciate it.
Mayor Mush, you can talk it over with the elders, but if I come back and the blood oath's gone, maybe a few more seeds, is that okay?
Well, I could put a good word in for you. I could see that happening.
Phungji puts his big hand on tiny Mayor Mush's shoulder and looks him in the eye and goes, "You're the mayor here. You gotta take charge."
You're right. I've been pushed around too much by these blood oaths. Now by Grandma Mushroom. Gosh, she's a lot older than she says she is. Some of us think she should have gone up north and sacrificed herself a long time ago, but you wouldn't catch me dead saying it to the public.
Oh,
I hear that. Well,
my
you know what?
God.
If we don't come back in a day, send her to go see if we're still there.
Okay, well, gosh, I'd really like to go with you, but it's too bad I have all this business to take care of over here. And the gardeners placed the tulips in the wrong spot. Huh, crazy.
Well, you take care, Mayor Mush, and I appreciate what you did for me here. I won't forget that.
If you need any sword fighting techniques, I'm always here to help.
Oh, Pip stands, gets closer to the mayor. And what kind of sword techniques do you have?
This one.
he doesn't do anything very impressive. You're kind of just like sitting there looking at him like, "It's pretty good, yeah." It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've been
give
practicing that for a while.
Give a little high five to the mayor.
All right, take care of yourselves.
As he's walking.
So-
Oh, go ahead. You go.
So after I finish copying down the map, while we're all still like taking our breaks, I would like to go up to Syl, Ithel, and Lice separately,
Okay.
and just like, I don't know, I feel like I sketched them at some point, and I want to, I don't know, put their names down, ask some questions. So I'll do that with Ithel first. Is there anything? I guess. I'm taking notes, like a chronicle thing of the mission. Is there anything I can write down about you?
I'm gonna move you up here.
Wait, who? Oh,
Ithel. Yeah.
Okay.
About me? I don't know. I got this note from my father. I guess it was intended for him. He gave it to me. I don't know why he wanted me to do it. Maybe he's getting too old. Part of me thinks that, I should have volunteered, when I found out about it. He wasn't supposed to say anything to anyone, but he kept complaining about it. His knee, just not doing well anymore. He used to be quite an adventurer. Now he's just an old man. I don't know. I've been doing thinking about what I'm doing down here exactly. Of course, I'm doing it for him, but it's not exactly what I'd want to do. You know how it is up in Paradise Bay. If you don't do something the government demands, and they come in your house and they steal everybody and they ship them off out to live with the orcs in the wastelands. We can't have that. Not with my father aging and everything.
Oh my. So you came down in his stead?
Well, yes. Wasn't exactly supposed to go that way, but I decided to do it anyway.
Well, it's very nice of you.
I guess so. I don't know, I feel sorry for the old man. You much of an adventurer?
Oh, it's kind of first time. Like, I, I mean,
No offense,
well, I'm
but
trying to.
you don't look it.
Usually, I'm in like libraries and stuff, and like studying things that are brought back to us. I'm one of the representatives of the archaeology guild, so um, usually I'm not the ones that go out into the field.
The arch-
But I was asked to do this,
what's the
and
what's the name of that archaeologist there that leads it? Scratching the back of my head, I can't think of it. Meister something. Started with an M, I thought. You must know him.
um, I feel like I do. I feel like I should know him.
Merrick, Meister Merrick. Isn't that it?
Can I do a history check?
You would know. You can either make it up or you can just
Oh,
correct me.
okay.
It's up to you. It's because it's your backstory.
Yeah, Maester Merrick,
I've heard about him.
archaeology.
I guess
Yeah,
he doesn't know about this though, since it's government contracted. Or did he?
I I mean, I did think it was a little weird that I got asked directly, and this all seems like a lot for someone of my caliber. Like I'm barely a novice. Like I really shouldn't be down here, but you think the guild doesn't know?
I don't know. I don't know too much about the archaeology guild. I've heard of it, and I've heard of your Meister, but I don't know.
I get real nervous thinking about this, realizing that I might be down here completely on my own and not from the guild.
Part of me thinks that maybe they were trying to get rid of us. You know, they asked my father. He's not in good shape, and they know that. And if they asked you, and you don't know much about, well, no offense, of course, but you seem like you're a student or something.
A novice.
Yeah. Well,
Well, okay, well, thank you for your time.
yeah.
And Sandy's gonna she's gonna finish writing her notes and head over to Lice.
Okay.
Uh Lice, was it? Lice, like the parasite? What are
Did you
you
just
doing down
compare
here?
me to a parasite? I'm hardly a parasite at all. Why are you all so unbearable? I can't believe I got stuck with these kinds of companions. He kicks a rock across the grass.
I'm so I didn't mean to offend. I just sorry. I'm my bad.
It's fine.
So I'm kind of chronicling this thing. I guess I don't. She's very unsure now after her conversation with Ethel. I mean, a good novice, a good scholar would chronicle things, I guess, regardless of the circumstances. So yeah,
Yeah.
what? Why are you down here with us?
Why am I down here with you? I don't know, actually. Maybe it's because well, it doesn't matter. You can roll a check to try and get him to talk more, but you could tell he is not really wanting to reveal everything to you.
Okay, well,
Persuade, deception. You can intimidate him, however you want to do it.
no, I'm just gonna leave it and go get notes on
I
Syl.
love that. Actually.
Okay.
Phungji's gonna approach him, but I'll let Sandy kind of do Syl's thing.
Okay.
But Phungji's gonna approach Liz,
Hello.
so I'll just speed that up.
Hi, I'm just trying to get like more information about you guys, or about all of us, I guess. I'm kind of trying to chronicle our adventure. Just just in case something happens,
I mean,
or
you
just so we have a
you realize
record.
it'll be destroyed when we get back to the surface. You think the councils are going to allow you to have a notebook about everything down here? They're going to confiscate it.
Oh, well, I mean, it would come in handy for them, I'm sure. I I don't know who I'm working for anymore, but someone could use it. If they
Well,
think they need to destroy it, then that's they have the they know what they're doing.
well, you know what they say in Paradise Bay: all shadows are cast back to Rin the Nightwalker himself. That's who we're working for.
We're working for Rin.
Well, we must be. It's government commissioned. I'm surprised they
Oh,
chose me, though, knowing my history. But,
yeah, you're his.
well, let's just say that I've botched a few jobs for them in the past, and I was surprised that they'd asked me to come down here on this one. Seems strange. Such a dangerous mission for someone who, well, frankly, doesn't have the greatest record. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I suppose I'm just at the end of my wits with it all.
Yeah, I I guess I'm gathering that most of us don't really know what's going on. We all have bits and pieces. I thought I was here for the Archaeology Guild, but I think I was privately asked.
Huh. Who handed you the note?
Um, I don't know. It was just some person I'd never met or seen before.
Yeah, same for me.
And I assumed it was guild business. Like this was my first field assignment, which is crazy for a novice like me, and even crazier that we would end up in a place like this as a novice. I don't even can't even imagine the Maester's been to a place like this.
Well, that's kind of concerning. I mean, are we all in this sort of, odd position of being, like, not the best candidate for the job?
I sure hope not.
Huh.
I mean, all of you are what, fighters? And we got one
Well,
bookworm?
assassin, thief, but I have government commission jobs, usually on orc camps, though I botched the last one real well. I can't believe I fucked it up, but it is what it is. I'm not sure I have much more to say. Could tell you
Well,
what happened. It's
I
not a very interesting story.
maybe later. I appreciate your time. I don't want to take too much more of it.
Yeah, I suppose we should be off.
Yeah. Sandy's gonna, I guess, go hang out with Pip while Phungji does stuff. Phungji.
Phungji.
Yeah, did you want to do anything?
Hey, welcome in, Jez. All right, what's next? Phungji?
Well, he just wants a quick conversation with us. But if Pip had any stuff he wanted to do,
Oh, I've had enough talking with plant people. What do you want, Phungji?
listen, I think we got off to the wrong foot, and I know you're thinking that this is a group of incompetent idiots, and believe me, I agree with you. I think that we're in a bit of trouble here, but I know you're a competent man, are you not?
I'm a competent... What's a man?
Competent individual.
Yes, I'm a competent individual. At least I like to think I am, though I don't feel like I've been recognized by my order. At least not recently.
Is that so? And if you don't mind disclosing, what is your order?
Well, that's a bit awkward. I'm not exactly supposed to talk about it. And I don't exactly
frankly-
trust you, so I don't know why I would, confess that information.
Oh, it's an unfortunate thing. We're going to be down here for a while. I I believe we should trust each other. I mean, look at the people around us. I think it's good to make allies with one another, is it not?
Roll persuasion. That's a persuasion check right there. I suppose you're right, even though, by the looks of you, I don't trust you at all. I mean, for all I know, you are part of this dungeon itself. But anyway, I was part of a cult, and we worship, of course, Rin the Nightwalker, but I sort of, well, during one of the rituals, I accidentally mixed the wrong substance in, and my leader fell asleep during the rite of passage, and it made him look very silly in front of Rin the Nightwalker's council of elders. I was blamed for it, and much to my chagrin, I've now been charged with this strange task to delve into this old dungeon that I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm being punished, that's what it is.
Phungji shakes his head in disapproval and compassion. Ah, that's unfortunate, friend. As a druid, I'm quite actually privy to the different properties of herbs and other parts of nature, especially those that come from the Shadowlands. I could perhaps over our journey, give you advice on what I know to perhaps make you a bit better at creating concoctions and not making any mistakes in the future. He gives a soft smile. He kind of shuffles 2 of the seeds in his hand. Stopping here was not for naught. I was able to obtain these 2 seeds for a plant that can heal one almost from near death. I want to keep them for myself, but you do look to be the most competent in the group, and, well, if we're going to be fighting in the future, I do think I should give it to someone else in the party, and you seemed like one of the best candidates. Although, you did say you don't trust me, so perhaps I should give it to someone else.
Roll is that deception? Are you lying? Do you actually think he's competent?
I am lying.
Then roll deception.
Well, no. Actually, I do
That
think
was-
he's competent. But this is deception. Like,
Yeah, roll deception then,
oh shit.
because your intention is deceiving.
All right, I'll roll it. Oh fuck.
I mean, honestly, that was masterfully played.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
It's masterfully played. I don't think. I feel like, you're the plant expert. You hold on to the seeds. I'm an elf. I'll hold on to the blades. We'll stay in our lanes, so to speak. But I do appreciate your honesty and compliments. I am competent, even though I have made mistakes. That doesn't mean I'm incompetent. I suppose I do trust you in a sort of small way, Phungji. Maybe we should talk more later.
Phungji holds up the seed right in front of his face and gives him a little bit of a smirk. Says, "Offers on the table, but I do need to make decisions quick before we come across danger. So, please, before we enter combat, I'd like to know that whoever gets this is someone that I can trust." And Phungji walks away.
Yeah. Okay. Pip, what are you doing?
Pip was just I guess just describing himself. I guess she was writing her notes down to Sandy. So just telling Sandy, Pip, Thorn Sprint, Master Trophy Hunter. I guess that's why they brought me along. They probably heard my name in these alleyways of me getting trophies and all these bounties.
You're talking to Sandy, right?
Yes. I am talking.
I'm furiously writing everything down as you speak.
Yes, I'm quick on my feet. I love to take naps on top of trees, so maybe fungi can make me a tree if we ever take some rest. But yes, I'm here for more adventure, more trophies, more savagery.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we start moving?
I do
I'm about
love
ready to
that
go, but-
Pip essentially started his own interview after seeing me talk to other people.
He's always ahead. Like I said, like he loves to jump in front. He loves to be ahead. Like
I'm wondering why I didn't get interviewed, but
That's so true. It's just like he jumped up and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, that's so funny. Oh
yeah,
my
he just
God.
loves to jump ahead.
Well, I mean, you did immediately go start a conversation while I was interviewing other people,
Yes,
so it would.
he's fast-footed.
Yeah. I mean, Phungji. Um, he was busy when I was conducting
I know
interviews.
I'm half playing, half.
Also, Phungji seems to be wearing his heart on his sleeve, so she's already got decent notes on him.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Although I wasn't with Liz, but get goddamn deception checks.
Okay. Anything else that you want to do? Sandy was kind of doing interviews, so are you all done? Did you want to approach Phungji or are we moving on?
Well, let me ask the party this: should I try to attempt to put the seeds on the other two?
Are you like pulling us aside to do that?
Liz, I wanted to do it a little more charismatically, the way I did with, but I could try a sleight of hand on the other
I'm
ones. Like,
pretty good at sleight of hand, by the way.
what
Actually-
I was thinking? That's funny you said. I was thinking you were, and I was almost gonna like give you the seeds to do it. But I feel like story-wise, organically, it might make sense to like wait for us to be a little more down the road.
Yeah, because what I was maybe planning on doing was, since I'm pretty small, I was gonna jump on Lit's, shoulder just to annoy him a bit, but kind of distract him with that annoyance of me jumping on his shoulder, and try to do a sleight of hand on throw the seeds down his hood
Wait, on who?
on
Well,
Lis.
Oh, on Litz. On Litz. I thought you said Litz, and then I thought of me.
I realized that it sounds too similar. I should have chosen a different name.
No,
I mean,
it's
just-
different.
It's
just
supposed to be
remember to call him
lice. Yeah, lice.
Lice, sorry, lice. Yes.
Lice. Like head lice or pubic?
Oh my god. But yeah, that was my plan. I was gonna talk to you, Phungji. Trying to distract him a bit. Drop the little seed
on that,
down his hood.
I mean, I almost feel like I should just do it now. Like, just go over to you now and like give you like I don't know. We're not that. I feel like organically.
Yes, we're not like that there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I
but,
didn't say anything.
I do feel like
Okay.
I have a connection with you as you being part more animal. Although
Like
you're-
nature, like more nature.
We have
Yeah,
also been down here a couple days already. I feel like we've probably done introductions and gotten to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, especially after the second day, and then today you learned some like pretty big details about some of the characters, which would make sense after a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
we give it like one more day to see how we react. Like, because these also are like rare, so I'm like because part of me in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, these also are just generally good for combat. Like,
Mhm.
but I also don't trust these people. Although the reason I went to the other two, Syl is actually on my highest threat radar because Syl has poisons, which I would find very useful. Ithel's my favorite, and then Liss I feel like is malleable, if that makes sense. Like Liss or Lice, sorry, I've been changing it to Lice. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think give it another day or two.
Yeah.
Then
We'll
yeah,
figure something out.
I'm ready to move.
Okay.
Ready to move, yep.
So you guys would have a long rest. It doesn't really have a big mechanical impact on you right now because I don't think anyone took damage or used spells. No.
No.
Okay. But you have a rest. In the morning, the mushroom folks walk you off to the northern part of their home. And they bring you to the halls. This is where we transfer over to the regular map. So on the map, there will be some rooms that will have separate maps or images, but most of the time it's going to be pretty difficult to do because I have to find the right shapes and sizes and functionality. So most of the time we'll be using this map to move around.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So you guys have exited the northern area. There's several doors up here. All of them are unlocked. They tell you whether you go left or you go right. Has little impact on you. But when you get out into these halls, the vegetation does seem to be like pretty much gone. There's like some vines creeping out from under the doors and maybe sprawling out on the hallway walls. But the big long passage is pretty much free of vegetation. And you notice that, actually you can go and roll investigation check on the hallway itself. Let's see. So Pip, you notice that the walls were once like a smoothed granite that could have only been like polished with maybe like a pretty nice technology, like stuff that you guys have above in Paradise Bay. It's now pretty worn and everything is dusty and there's rubble on the ground that you have to step over the top of. But for the most part, the walls are fairly well preserved. Sandy, you notice the same thing. It does, according to your, I guess, archaeology background, you do pinpoint this to being about 1,000 years old. This is the ancient empire that existed before the elves had taken over and built Paradise Bay.
Oh wow. I've heard stories of this place. I mean, I think this is this place. This seems to be some kind of ancient civilization from a long time ago, just sitting here underneath Paradise Bay. And I'm going to start getting charcoal rubbings of any kind of visible design I can find on the walls.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to take that and you can put it in your inventory if you want to make a note of that for later. And then we're going to...
Note, or can I add it as like an item?
You could add as an item. You can make items in your character sheet.
Okay.
Well, how do I do that? Should I like be logging my seeds as well?
That would be good, yeah. You would go to your character sheets. At the very top, there's some like quick featured buttons. You'd click equipment, and that'll zoom you right down to your equipment. And then you click on add, and then you would click create, and you can make your own little custom item. You can also...
Let's see. Oh, equipment. Okay. I don't see create though.
They'll say add.
Oh, add. Okay, gotcha.
And then create. You can also take items that you have and you can put them in shared treasure. And shared treasure is just like the group loot that we have. So sometimes when I award items, I'll put them in your shared treasure and you'd click on your shared treasure to claim something. I'm going to go ahead and start moving you guys down the hallway. You round the corner. You do pass through a doorway. The elves are feeling like they're finally doing what they're supposed to be doing. Especially, I would say, Lice. He's feeling like, okay, we're finally moving. He seems to be a little bit more in high spirits. That he's trying to accomplish this job.
Sorry,
He seems
who's in high spirits?
Lice, because he's very concerned with completing it. You could roll an insight check to know a little bit more about his personality.
Wait, the elder's with us?
The elder shouldn't be with you, actually. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I was surprised.
Let's see.
I told you to stay home, old lady.
Yeah, she's too old. She wouldn't be coming with. I would like to bring her with, but just it doesn't make sense story-wise. Yeah, roll insight for me on lice.
Everyone, or
Yeah, everyone could roll that. Oh,
Ooh,
damn.
that-
A 19 and a
20.
nat 20. Sandy, you were really distracted by just the architecture itself. I mean, is this your first time seeing it, being an architecture student?
That's,
It's
that's
exciting
so
stuff.
funny because I was just adding charcoal or sketches of architecture as an item.
It's perfect then. It's a perfect roll. The 19 Phungji, you kind of get the feeling that Liz is like, he really wants to impress people and maybe his superiors specifically. The nat 20 Pip, you've encountered personalities like this before. Lice is certainly here because he has something to prove, and he will probably stop at nothing to restore his place in his order, whatever order that is, which is somewhat of a concern to you. That blind loyalty is, you feel, maybe dangerous. As you guys are moving down the hallway, you can go ahead and roll a perception check. You do see a door on your right. I want to see what it is that you perceive before we go there. Oh my god, 2 nat 20s. Okay, that's 2. A Phungji.
Still not paying attention.
Yeah. Still not there. Okay, so Phungji, you hear something through the door. It sounds like a squeal. Pip, you think you hear the same thing, but it was like, you were like, maybe it was just, a noise in the distance. Like it was, a dripping water or, a board falling over. But Phungji really thinks he heard somebody.
I tell the group to stop and hold for a minute.
Again?
hear
We're
something
stopping again? I mean, why are we stopping? We need to go.
I want to remind everyone that we're fighting things called the blood.
The blood oaths. The blood oaths.
We're fighting things called the blood oaths that require a sacrifice for the same height and size as us, so we can assume they're not friendly. If there's something beyond that door, we should be prepared for it.
Oh, don't be so squeamish. I deal with blood all the time. It's not that scary. Let's go see what's over here. And he walks over to this door in the hallway where the noise came from. Do you want to try to open it?
Lice, I feel like, is going to try to open it, isn't he?
Yeah, it makes sense, actually. Yeah, he's going to just try to open
I'm
it.
assuming, I thought you were going to say, do we want to try to stop him from opening
Can
it?
I ready an action? Like my crossbow?
Yeah, you can do that.
Sandy is going to stand back and hold a book up in front of her.
Okay. Go ahead and place your characters in the hallway where you want to be.
I'll be right here. Exactly where I'm at. Perfect spot.
Cool.
Where's the door is down in the corner?
It's right in front of Lice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's right there. I'm gonna go on this side.
Okay. Lice walks up and opens the door. It swings open in a very dark room. Right in front of him, there's like a little ledge and a ladder that leads down, and he walks inside to peer over the ledge.
I walk over to the rest of the party and say, why don't we let Lice go scout ahead? He was so eager to ignore my warning.
He walks down into this storage basement. I don't see anything down here. It's just an empty storage room. I mean, look at all this crap. Just tools, some rotting hay. I don't see anything. He walks back to the ladder, and then something moves in the rubble off to the left. And he freezes, turns around, and then he shouts, "Ready yourselves!" What do you do?
like where my head went the first. My first thought was like, close the door and just walk down the.
At least
You
there's
can
something.
you can do that if you want.
I'm not that evil.
I'm not that evil. Wow. Yeah, I have my crossbow ready, so if anything jumps out, I guess I can't really see it because of the pillars that are in the middle.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna go.
if I see anything like running towards this, I would like to shoot because I would have line of sight for lice. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout down, or sorry, Sandy or Salt. You want to go?
Sorry, what?
I was gonna do something, but I didn't know if you wanted to do something first.
Oh, I think I'm gonna try and stick behind everybody and follow.
I'm gonna shout down and say, "What are we readying ourselves for, Lice? Can you go check it out?"
I heard something. You were right. It's in the corner. And you see him pull out a very long knife. And he begins to creep toward the pile. Oh, wait a minute. I can re-roll that as stealth. That should be +2, so it should have been a 19. Give me a second. And this should have disadvantage. He creeps this way. And then he comes around. And he peers around the corner. He rolls perception. There's something in the pile. He comes back to you. It's a small creature. I think we're safe. And then he comes out into the open. Come out. I see you there. Come out. And a small little mushroom creature walks out. Let me grab that. Just give me
Is
one
there a
second.
check I can do to see if anything else is in the room? Either nature or
You
I
could
guess
do,
just perception.
yeah, you could do perception if you're just looking around. If you're moving through it and trying to uncover stuff, it would be investigation.
I'll do a perception because I'm still upstairs.
Okay, give me 1 second while I grab something. Hold on, almost there. And a small fungus comes out of the corner.
Hi. Don't hurt me, please.
What are you doing here? It's a fungus. It's some kind of fungi. We should report him and take him back to the elders.
No, don't do that, please. Are you here with your friends?
What are you doing down here? Isn't it dangerous up here?
Kind of, but I found this nice comfy pile of rubble and, well, I was next in line to be sacrificed and I didn't want to go. So I found this old rotting log under that pile and I was just living off of it.
Jumps down. Steps in closer to him. Can I do insight to see if he's lying?
Yeah.
Why are you really here?
I'm telling you the truth. I was next in line to be sacrificed, and I didn't want to be. Those blood oaths would have eaten me whole. And you know why? They're not gonna tell you that back at the village. It's terrible.
Tell me why.
Because we're azure mushrooms, and when you eat us, you get magical abilities.
Phungji kind of sighs. He turns to the party. We say, we need to keep him alive at all costs, and we need to go back to the village. That's my vote.
Oh my,
You
we're
wanna
not going back to the village. We just left there. We'll just leave this little scrub in the corner and we'll be on our way.
Are you a fool? Did you hear what he just called himself?
Well, we'll cut him up and take pieces of him, I suppose, for evidence. He's just a creature of the forest. It's no different than killing a deer.
I'm gonna intimidate Liz. Sorry, I'm getting heated at that one. I don't know.
Sure.
Anyone else
Yeah.
if you want to hop in on that, or
No, go ahead. I just jump forward like with his action, but god damn it.
God damn, that's 3. Everybody gets DM inspiration for getting 3 20s.
like
Oh,
you idiot. Whoever hired us to do this job would find every single one of these mushrooms to be a high price. So cutting them up would be an extremely high waste of a resource. You heard the mayor, they repopulate very quickly. Even if we wanted to look at them as a resource, which I do not, killing them like that would be a very foolish move. You better listen to everything that we say from going forward, or we are not going to get along on the rest of this mission.
Okay, so this is what happens. You rolled a nat 20, but he rolled a 23 on a 19. So you get what you want. He's not going to push his agenda forward, but he's not necessarily intimidated by you. He just feels outnumbered. So he goes along with what you say. But your nat 20 does win the roll. Very well. He quiets down and he walks back to this stairs. Yep.
I jump over to Phungji's shoulder. Like, I just jump to his shoulder, like, trying to whisper to his ear. And, I just whisper, like, we have to keep a close eye on him. I don't trust him around this mushroom.
Phungji nods, acknowledging and hearing it clearly.
We need a plan, just in case if something happens.
I didn't know we were going to meet the magical mushrooms this early.
Well, are you going to help me? I mean, I am old. All my spores have fallen out. My cap is wilting. I don't have much more time left. I just wanted to live out my days on a rotting log.
Can we really take him back to the village, though? They're expecting
Yeah, they're expecting
him to
him.
be.
So.
I mean, I guess if now they're expecting us to do something about this problem, they should take him back, right? Do you think that would work, little fungi?
I don't want to go back there. That old grandma mushroom, she's the one that should be going to sacrifice herself. She's older than I am.
Well, where do you want to go?
Back to that corner. Don't tell him that I'm here.
Sorry, I take back
Sounds
what I said,
reasonable.
Sandy and Pip. I think we need to get rid of these blood oaths, and then we can properly assess how to handle this village. These mushrooms are very, very valuable up in Paradise Bay, for good or for bad, and I think that we should keep an eye on this situation here.
Valuable. This is a person.
Yes, but if you eat them, you gain a lot of power.
Yeah, and if you ate me, you'd probably get indigestion. That doesn't mean any of that is okay.
I'm not saying it's okay or not. I'm saying they're going to be looked at as a resource, and we and 3 other people now know about this. And a group of things are taking them out. And they're clearly not happy about it.
Don't let him eat me. What was your name?
Sandy?
I'm Morel.
Oh. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Morel. Why don't you go back into your corner and we will lock the door on our way out?
You're not going to tell anyone that I'm here?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
He goes back underneath and onto his little log. He disappears.
Sandy is emotional.
Oh, stop crying. It's just a mushroom creature. He comes back up the stairs. It's unbelievable. He's muttering
Is
to
Phungji
himself.
down there alone with Pip and Sandy? Oh, okay. Sandy moved up. I wanted a moment with you guys, but
Okay, you can tell us to hold.
Liz is just, he climbs up this, Lice climbs up the stairs muttering his indignations, and then you can hear him complaining to Ithel and Syl, who are just kind of nodding upstairs on the ledge. But you have a moment to speak to one another down here in the dungeon, unheard.
Phungji, if it's all right with you guys, I'll kick it off.
Yeah.
Phungji
go for it.
turns to Sandy and Pip. I know we have only known each other for a few days, but I trust you both more than I trust the other three. And what we just uncovered is something that does not exist in the, what are we calling Cortini, the upper world?
It does exist, but like you didn't know that they were sentients. So you know that mushrooms, like there's many kinds of mushrooms, and I'd say that your knowledge of this. Let me get that for you 1 second.
Yeah, sorry, am I taking too many liberties too? Like, I don't want to.
No, you're
I
good.
know
You're
we-
totally fine.
As a druid, I knew of their existence. I know that was like a previous thing, so I'm kind of riding off that.
You know that there are mushrooms that unlock like up to level 9 spells, but you didn't know that the azure mushrooms were sentient, and so that is news to you. Most of like basically there's like a secret trade of azure mushrooms to unlock that high level of magic.
I feel like I
casting.
figured that they're like a drug level of like
Yeah.
importance and like not even delicacy, but like I mean maybe delicacy if you think of like rhino horn. Like they're kind of now I'm looking at them as completely immoral. No pun intended. I just the mushroom's name. No, anyone? No?
I liked it. It was good. Here, where's the Discord? Wait for it.
So anyway, I'll turn to Sandy and Pip and basically say to you guys that I've known about these, but I never knew they were sentient. And to find this out is I've lived for a while. It's beyond my knowledge that I knew this, and I want to take this with a high consideration. We have 3 people in the other room that I'm under high suspicion and pretty sure work for the council that works for Ren, the Nightwalker. And I'm going to be imperative to both of you, and you guys can decide, but I'll say I don't want to see these mushrooms fall into the hand of anyone related to Ren, the Nightwalker.
Syl did tell me that we were hired by Ren the Nightwalker.
Who did?
Syl?
Hmm.
Were you hired by Ren the Nightwalker?
I guess. I thought that I got this assignment through the guild, but now that I think about it, the guild doesn't, I don't think the guild knows about this. I think I was tricked.
Yep. Were you in the know about being hired by Ren the Nightwalker?
So
rather.
no, not really. I just saw this paper for a mission, so I put myself up for it.
It would have
So I'm
been
gonna
given.
ask you-
It would have been given to you just as a
Okay.
backstory. How whoever gave it to you, that's up to you. But it would have been from the government, or it could have been something you stole off of someone who had been given it by the government.
I stole mine, but I'm not telling anyone that yet.
But,
That's fair.
yeah. No, yeah. And someone from the government gave them to me. Like I guess from like where I get my jobs from hunting monsters, they gave me this job, I guess.
Okay.
I guess what I've asked you both is, like clearly these creatures are being sacrificed, and we're not okay with that. That's why we came to handle their problem there. But beyond that, they are a valuable resource. And I'm not saying that as a person that is seeking to harvest them for myself, but as a man of nature, nature has a way of taking from itself and moving in a cycle, and how that has been manipulated over the past few decades and centuries is not something I agree with. So I would like to see that these creatures are left in peace at the very least. And perhaps down the road they could help us. But the three people in the room upstairs might not agree with my point of view, and I want to see if you both agree with my point of view.
I think I agree. We can't just let these people be harvested like resources.
Yes, I also agree. I don't agree on Lysa's like point of view, just squishing them and treating them like dirt. I will give him a hand.
Yeah, Lice is, and pardon my language. He's a jerk.
Here's my proposal then to both of you. I think that we should go take out the blood oaths, and well, I'm not one for killing. I don't think we should just outright attack our so-called quote-unquote companions, but in the heat of battle, maybe we just let things fall where they may, if you know what I'm saying. Although, if any of you have any objections to any of them that are worth saving, speak now.
You mean
Yeah.
like let them get hurt?
That depends. That depends.
Well, I don't know if they will help us. I know we don't really know each other, and we haven't dealt with any dire situation. But I'm willing to give you guys a hand whenever needed, more than the other group.
As
Phungji
you-
nods at Pip. Oh, sorry, Porcini, do you want to interject?
As you're kind of wrapping up your conversation, the three run down the stairs, and Lyse says, "Hide! There's a group of monsters coming."
Like the blood? The
I
blood
don't,
guys?
I don't know.
I
They look like half elf, half dragons or something. They're about as tall as us. Some of them are carrying staves and strange headpieces.
I hide behind this pillar and ready my crossbow.
Okay, everybody go and roll stealth if you want to stealth.
Oh, I was gonna do something if that's all right.
You can do whatever you want.
I want to cast spike growth on the stairs.
Okay, spike growth is on the stairs. Okay, so on your spells, you can go to spike growth, and you should be able to click a little wand. Click cast. Before you do,
Click the wand.
click cast.
I see when I click the wand, I see custom token and default.
Um,
Should I try
do
default?
do default. See what happens. There you go.
Oh, that is a huge area of effect.
Okay, there you
Can I
go.
shrink it?
You can move it so the point of center is like right
There we
here.
go.
And then click cast on it so it eats up one of your spell slots.
How do I click cast on it?
Under spells, if you click the spells tab, and then you go to speak or spiked growth, there should be a cast button next to it.
Oh, it's doing another one.
Okay, just delete one of them, and then you'll be good.
Delete. Yes. Okay. Can I shrink it a little like I did before? Yeah, there we go. Maybe trying not to hit silly here, but there we go. And how do I cast it? Just hit it again.
Um,
Nope, that didn't work.
you already did. You're good. So you see how it says next to second level, there's an X in one of your bubbles. That just
okay,
shows
so
that
it's
you. Yeah.
Can I still that counts as an action? I can't run anywhere, or can I still move?
You can still move if you would like.
All right, I'm gonna run right over here. Find a pillar.
Okay. Such a good spell.
I love that spell.
That was a trident suggestion.
And like I said, George is.
I have used it in
Top.
VG3, so I do understand how it works.
I love that spell.
Oh yeah, it's a great. This is exactly what I would use it for.
All right. You can hear them marching in the hall, so you know their locations.
Okay.
Sort of.
Sorry.
Loosely.
I did not mean to move that.
Y'all good. All right. So they know that you're here. Actually, let's have everybody roll stealth, and then we'll determine
I got a
some
5,
stuff.
so.
I'm not playing Dune. I'm playing D&D, bro. Best game ever.
5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also playing Dune probably later tonight.
Sorry, I'm looking for my rolls.
Okay. Let's see.
Damn.
Let me check something. So these guys are going to get...
Do I have a moment to run to the Banya?
Yeah. I'm just going to get this set up.
Sorry about these guys.
I'm just going to determine a couple things. All right, I want to check your stealth checks. All right, so Sandy, you're going to have stealth, so you'll get advantage on your first hits. But you won't have surprise round because you casted the spell, but you still get the stealth advantage. And let's see. Lice is going to have it. Ithel. I think that was everybody. Did I miss anyone else? Did you roll 2?
I did.
What did you get
I got
first?
a 5.
I got a 5. Okay. All right. And then go ahead and roll initiative. Initiative will be at the top of your character sheet. It's next to your AC. Hey, thank you, Duffles. I appreciate it. NK5 buggy. Let's go. That's so dope. Oops. Okay, and then we just need Phungji, and we'll be set up here. It's Lice, Sandy, and Ithel. Okay, so Syl is going to go first. Syl is going to ready an action for the kobold to come into this little storage area. And then it goes to Pip.
No,
Backstory.
yeah, like I said before, I was just reading my crossbow for whoever comes inside the door.
Okay. Then it goes to Lice. Lice is going to do the same thing. Ithel is going to do the same. Then it goes to the Kobold Wizard. The Kobold Wizard moves 20 feet to here. I guess it's 15, and they enter the spike growth. So you're going to have to tell me what happens with the spike growth.
Yes. So spike growth. Let's see here.
2d4 for every 5 feet.
Yes. 2d4 for every 5 feet it travels, transmitting camouflage, look natural. And I think I'm concentrating on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, concentration.
Okay. It's going to go 10 feet to here, the top of the stairs. So 4d4 damage. You got that?
I didn't realize I roll it. My bad.
Yep.
How do I? Okay, so I have to click the dice.
Should be next to your
Right.
spell. Yeah, it should
Oh, I can
go,
just click. Oh, okay. So click to. Okay.
and then do it one more time. So it was 8 and 6. Okay, so you got 14 there.
Do I shoot my crossbow now?
And then you can shoot your crossbow.
9.
Nice.
9 damage.
No, 9. Does a 9 hit?
Oh, 9 to hit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It does not hit.
Okay. Alrighty. What's my go?
Okay, then it was Lice next, and then... Oh my god, I already forgot. Hold on. Lice and Ithel. And Sandy. Okay. Let me do this real quick. Lice is going to throw a long knife. A 13 hits. And he has advantage on that. Okay, so 11 damage. Did you roll it with advantage, Pip? You have stealth, so you should roll with advantage. Or did you have it? Hold on. Sorry. I cannot remember. Did you have stealth? I can't remember if you rolled.
No, I did not. No,
You did
no.
not. Okay.
I had a 5.
All right. And then it was Ithel next. Ithel's going to go ahead and take his ready to action. I've got to roll this manually because they didn't set it up correctly. So it's plus 9 to hit. So it does hit. And it's going to do 1d6 plus 5. All right. It's another 10. Okay. And then let's see. Had you readied an action, Sandy?
No.
Okay.
I'm hiding.
All right, because you haven't gone. It hasn't gone to you yet. So.
Yeah.
All right, this guy goes next. That's going to be another 10 feet. Oh, actually, before we do that, I just totally skipped this. It should go to the kobold. He is going to use... Who can he see? He can
I didn't mean to move.
see Ithel. One second. He's going to cast Hold Person. Oh my gosh, these new spell tokens are crazy. So Ithel needs to do Wisdom saving throw. And he passes. Okay, so he is not paralyzed. Okay, that was the kobold's turn. The next kobold goes. It's going to hit this, and then it's going to make 10 feet. So go ahead and roll 4d4.
And again, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, 4 and another 4. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to cast Hold Person on Ithel. 16 passes. Nothing happens. Okay, and let's see. It goes to the next kobold. This guy gets to here. He's going to go 5, 10. All right, he goes here. So he goes about 25 feet. So you can do that with your D4s.
5 times then.
Mm-hmm.
1.
You can just roll 10.
Oh, wait, what?
Let's see. He's going to die on actually. He's super weak. He dies after the second hit, so he doesn't even make it down the stairs. Okay, the next kobold is going to go. It's going to roll an intelligence check here just to see if it knows. It doesn't. He's too stupid. Go ahead and roll it 2 more times.
He has feelings for cheating.
That kills him. He only gets 5 feet in. The next one goes. It knows not to go into the spike growth. So it moves 15, 20 feet here. It's going to use its sling to try and hit Phungji. Does a 12 hit? I think it does. So when we get a tie, it always goes to the roller. So that means I hit you, and you're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, by the way, Pacini, before I started the thing, I did not have my armor equipped.
Oh.
Funny, can you just double check if you have it equipped?
His armor is not equipped. I have equipped it for him.
Okay.
So that would mean it misses.
Oh, okay.
So make sure to restore your health if you did. Looks like you're good.
It happened to me, like, when I first started as well. So.
Next kobold, he is going to move outside the circle here. He's going to do the same thing. I'm going to see if he can even hit, though. I don't think he can from that angle, so he's going to try it from here instead. He's going to try and hit Ithel from here. That hits for 3 damage. Womp womp. Okay, next one goes. This is the witch. The witch moves here to the top. And it is going to cast. Let's do. No. Hold on, I'm just checking something. Ray of Enfeeblements. He's going to cast it on Pip. 27 is a nat 20.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so a beam of innervating energy springs from the witch's fingertips towards Pip.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to... Okay, on a hit, the target deals only half damage with attacks that use strength until the spell ends. You can do a con save against the spell on each of the target's turns, the end of your turn.
Okay. You want to do the save strength now?
End of your turn.
Oh.
Okay, and then it's going to go to the Swiftblade next. What should we do here with this guy? He's going to use... He is going to try to move in. So he's going to take... He goes 5 feet. So it's 10, 20... So 25 feet for your damage. You'll have to roll, yeah, all 10 of them.
5 of them. Oh, but 10.
10, yeah. Okay, and then 7. Oops. 10 and another 6. Okay. All right, and then he's going to dash. So you can do another d4 or another attack for damage, and he moves over to Sandy. And another 3. All right. Sandy's turn. You have this creature that has rushed down the stairs in front of you.
He had no idea I was there, right?
That's right. So he would have gone to Pip then. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. And then Sandy's turn. You have advantage on your attack rolls.
So I think Sandy just looks absolutely freaked out. She pulls out a pocket watch and winds it, but then puts it back in her pocket.
Okay.
But I don't think she does anything else on her turn.
No attacks or anything?
No.
Okay. Roll stealth, unless you don't want to do that either. Okay, you're
Oh my
stealthed. Phungji, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to throw my boomerang at somebody. I feel. How do I check my line of sight?
I usually just drag my token, and then I look at the arrow.
Token. Oh, okay. I see.
You'll see if it's blocked. If you can hit any piece of that token, then it counts as hitting the creature.
Yeah, I can't hit anyone on the steps. I'm gonna throw my boomerang at the kobold, the assassin kobold by Pip.
Okay.
How do I do that?
So you go to your equipment.
Yep, boomerang.
Actually, sorry, you're going to go to your actions. And then you're going to want to make sure to equip your boomerang by clicking the circle next to it.
Okay.
Now it's in your PH's primary hit, and you click the +5 or the use. The 22 hits, then you roll your damage, 1d6 + 2.
Just click on it.
Yep. Okay, and you get 4 damage on him. But nice. Anything else that you can do? You have a bonus action still, movement.
Can I use a cantrip for a bonus action?
Not currently.
I can move though.
Yes, you can move. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
you...
get a little bit more behind the pillar. That's it.
Okay. All right.
My boomerang always comes back, right? Or do I just
Yes.
pick it up?
No, it always comes back. Yeah, because you're proficient with it.
Sweet.
All right, Syl is gonna go next. He's gonna use his longbow to hit the shaman over there. It's 21 to hit. 7. I forgot to do this earlier. Basically, this guy has to make a con save. It's a 3, so it fails. And he's going to take 25 poison damage. Do we learn anything? But it appears that the poison damage has no effect on the kobold wizard.
Ooh.
Syl looks concerned. It then goes to Pip.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the one next to me.
Okay. That
Dirty
hits.
20. And I do half damage, right? This one. So 4 damage, 4 piercing.
Half damage? No, you do full
Right.
damage.
Oh, what about the radiant thing? Isn't it?
Oh, because of your strength. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I always forget stuff like that. I should have put a marker on him. Okay, so that's 4 damage.
Mhm.
What are you using? A short sword? Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
finesse.
my +1.
Okay.
+1.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
So
And
the yellow ring
Sure.
around that monster token means it's below half health.
do I do my con save now?
Yes, into your turn.
Okay. That's my go. I agree.
Okay. Dang. I'm going to say you're going to go ahead and take DM inspiration with that 20.
Okay.
Lysa's turn. Lysa's going to go ahead and throw another knife at this guy on the stairs. An 11 is going to miss. Bummer. Ithel's turn. Ithel is going to use his longbow. And that's going to miss as well. That's a bummer. All right, it's the Kobold Wizard's turn. It is going to go ahead and cast Misty Step. And it's going to move here. That's its turn. This Kobold Wizard is going to do the same thing. To here. This Kobold is going to... Ooh, what can we do here? It's going to move to the top. It just has line of sight there of Pip. An 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Be 5 bludgeoning damage. The next Kobold does the same thing toward Pip. And a 10 is going to miss. The Witch's turn. It's going to use... Eldritch Blast on Pip. And misses. I can make 3 Eldritch Blasts. The 16 hits. Okay. That's 15 force damage. The Swiftblade is next. It goes ahead and attacks Pip. The Scimitar. 14 hits. 7 slashing. And 4 poison damage. Are you immune to poison? I don't
No.
think so.
No. So
Sandy's turn. Sandy.
So, can I use a book as a weapon?
Sure. Improvised weapon.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna hit.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that. Okay. Questions about what you need to do, or
I'm trying to figure out what I need to roll for an improvised weapon.
you can use like an unarmed strike, or and add a
Okay, I can do
plus,
that.
maybe add a +1 to it just to account for that it's a weapon. You have advantage.
Uh, I'm not sure. I have unarmed strike on my sheet, and that's what it did when I
You have
clicked it.
you have advantage though for being stealthed, so you can roll advantage on it.
Oh,
That's enough to hit. We're gonna say it's +2 damage for the book. Or actually, delete. Let me delete that and roll 1d4. And it'll be 1d4 plus your strength mod, which is 0. You can click the little d20 die down at the bottom. There you go. Nice. And it's 2 damage. You knock the thing over the head with your book. The pages just kind of fly open, but you close the binding again. You got it gripped in your hands. The kobold looks around at you somewhat confusedly.
hell yeah.
Anything else?
Um, I guess I can hit him again, right? With my bonus action?
You are a rogue, yes.
Um,
Well, wait. Let me see. You're. I don't think you can hit twice, can you?
If they had like a dagger, maybe like a short.
You're talking about like with your offhand.
yeah. I don't know
Okay.
how that would work though if I have a book in both my hands.
Yeah, then you can't. If you were dual wielding like a book and a dagger, then I suppose so.
Okay. I guess I step back behind the pillar.
Okay. You can move like right here. You mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Phungji, your turn.
How much movement do I get to like get in there, like get next to one of these?
You have 30 feet. You can double it, but that requires your action, and you use your action to attack.
Okay.
So each square is 5 feet. You can count it that way. And you can count 5 feet diagonally.
Sorry, thinking of what's the best course of action here. I guess I'll go for the kill. So primal savagery, just to make sure I know how I'm using this. It's a cantrip that I have. Channel primal energy to cause your teeth, fingernails are sharpened, ready a corrosive attack. So readying it, does that count as an action and then I have to wait a turn, or can I cast it and then attack?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Primal savagery.
Primal
It's,
savagery.
Yeah, can I like cast that in the same turn and then use it to attack, or is it sort of like buffing myself for the next turn?
Which level spell is that?
I think it's cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
It's an action to use your cantrip. So if you do that, then you can't cast any other spells or you can't take attacks. It says make a melee spell attack against one creature within 5 feet of you. So what you can do is you move up to your movement speed toward a creature. If you're within 5 feet of it, then you cast Primal Savagery, and then you would make that attack.
Oh, so it counts as an attack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I saw it said ready, so I didn't know if it was like readying it as like a buff kind of deal. But yeah, I'm going to run up to the kobold
see.
right there.
Yep, you just click
And-
cast.
Sweet. Gotta be kidding me.
Ooh. So we do play with flanking rules. I can tell you that, like, let's say you started here. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, for example, what you could do, flanking rules means if you and an ally are on opposite sides of a monster, you guys can get advantage on your attacks. So you could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You are also being flanked by the monsters, but you would have advantage on the Kobold Swiftblade, which is next to Pip. But it does put you in a very precarious position.
Are you doing that just because I got the critical miss and you feel bad about it?
I'm just giving you, because you don't know that flanking rule, maybe, and you're,
I mean,
you know.
that is good to know. I don't love that I'm now in the middle of all three of these things.
for sure. But just as like a thought, like, oh, you could do this. You don't have to do it now. But
I appreciate it because I feel like you're almost giving me the out for the critical miss too. But I think I just gotta quite literally go with the dice here. And
gotta go with it. Yeah, that's fair. The other thing is, like, ranged attacks would have disadvantage if they're next to you. So, like, if a kobold's trying to do a ranged spell attack, they have disadvantage because they're standing near you.
I see.
But they have advantage on their melee attacks. But traditionally, casters have very poor melee attacks.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the chance for a second chance, but I'm gonna commit to what I did and just accept it.
Fair enough. All right. Round 3. It is 8:30. I did say we would try to end at this time. I know it's in the middle of combat, but it's kind of fun to end in the middle of combat because then we can start it up, do some combat at the beginning, and end with, role play or whatever. So we could stop here for the night just so everybody can get sleep. We did go about 3 hours. So yeah, we'll pick it up at the beginning of round 3 next time.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did. This was very fun.
Yes.
Sweet. I am going to... yeah, sorry, Mike, you came here at the end. I will be back. I'm going to play Dune. I'm just going to end the stream to get the VOD, and then I'll come back with more games. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it and play the outro music, and then we will see you guys. I think everyone's good for next Wednesday. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. Salt, you're good for Wednesday?
Yes. Sorry, I'm on push to talk. I keep forgetting.
Oh, you're good.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm good.
Sweet. I will be back.
I guess I couldn't stand it. Now I finally feel free as we explore this planet. Your help is what I need. Roll the dice and make your move. I've got nothing left to prove. I know that you will have my hand as we navigate the strange land. I know I was feeling trapped. What I needed was liberation. Now I know you got my back as we continue our exploration. Roll the dice and make your move. I've got nothing left to prove. I know that you will have my hand as we navigate the strange land. This strange land.